Welcome to a normal Ursoc guide. This guide will also work for Heroic. So let's get started here. First off, you want to split your raid group, into two groups. We did odds groups and evens groups, so 1 and 3 and 2 and 4. And you can see the three world markers. You have a triangle, a square, and a diamond. Diamond is where range stacks. Green is where you take the focus gaze, which is really the main ability of this fight, and you tank the boss on square. The reason you want to split your groups up is because you want to soak the gazes, with the odd groups getting the odd gazes and the even group getting the even gazes. All you have to do is run between triangle and the boss to soak. As you can see, the odd groups are going now, and here comes the first gaze. And let's see if they soak good. So it did 30 to 40% raid-wide damage, which is a lot, so that's really where you want to use your healing cooldowns. That was actually the only really good soak we had. But now the even groups are moving in the soak. And here comes the next major ability here, Roaring Cacophony, which does moderate raid-wide damage every 30 seconds, I believe. And then Focus Gaze is on a 40-second cooldown. The tanking mechanics you need to look out for are Overwhelm and Rend Flesh. You don't want to overlap those, so you want to have tank swaps at 2 stacks, which is what we did. And that's it. That's the fight for Heroic and Normal. This is a really simple fight if mechanics can be followed. So as you can see, the even group is soaking now. Let's see how many people mess up. And melee also don't want to stand unless you're in the assigned group. Your melee just want to stand to the side of the boss, kind of between purple and the boss, instead of green and the boss. So now you should be taking your focus gaze to green when you get targeted. You can see the tanks have each a debuff on them, have Rend Flesh and Overlap. I think at one point they do overlap, or Overwhelm and Rend Flesh, not overlap, but they do overlap at one time, and the tank starts taking a lot more damage. So now the odd groups or even groups are moving to take the Force Soak. You have plenty of time. You have 40 seconds to move, so you should do it pretty quick. So there's a Roaring Cacophony, which only did that one only did 20% of our health. So if you have a cooldown up, I think Holy Paladins still have Devo, so I think that'll be fine. That's basically it for this fight. It's really simple. Tank and spank, basically. As long as the tanks can keep taunting off and people soak correctly and move to the spot correctly. That's the big key, is people moving correctly. But yeah, I think that's going to be it. I think we kill it here. You want to pop hero at 30% because the boss has an enrage. We popped hero at start, which is fine. But I think holding it for 30% would be best. Because he does do a lot more damage. You see we take a lot more raid-wide damage. We had a group at 25, I believe, or 30. Looks like 25, actually. So there's a bad gaze right there. You see the whole raid took a bunch of damage. We took more damage than we should have. And he's dead. So thanks for watching this normal Ursoc guide. Hope you found it beneficial.